everybody, welcome back. That's right, back again with another update. We are at the end of week 7. 7 weeks coming into the home stretch. Right about time to prepare mentally and to get all of our gear in order and our lists and check marks in order for the processing day that's soon to come. Now this time around, this is late in the season actually. We're just approaching into October, or just about enter into October, and boy did this work out down to the wire, because the second batch of birds we decided to go ahead and do, we had to coordinate almost to the day. By the time you watch the next video, I'll have processed the birds and we'll have left the next morning to go on a week-long camping trip. Predators and cage security. Now, because we're getting later into the season here, apparently the ample food sources that were available in the summer months are starting to go in earlier, are starting to be less scarcely seen during the day, and we have had 2 close encounters. Now, the first close encounter we had actually last night, and with the help of our security cameras that we can tap into, we were able to catch just a glimpse. You have to look at the video closely, but we had a fox, a wily little fox, show up around the cages at around 8:30 at night. So under the cover of darkness, it was sneaking around, and luckily some of the precautions that we had in place helped to spook it away. I just happened to be going out to check on the birds when the light came on, and I saw the fox just as it was hightailing out of here. Today, which is just the following day of our fox encounter, we almost lost one of our egg-laying mirrens to a hawk who felt comfortable enough to come into our territory and was within about 5 feet. Luckily, our bird was able to run and get itself cover underneath our camper that's parked out in the yard, narrowly missing the clutches of a hawk. So needless to say, there's no better time than right now to go ahead and address those things. So what I want to show you is what security measures we have, and also the changes that I made as of today to try to counteract the fox's presence. And I'll also mention a few things that we learned in doing some research as well. There's a few things that you can implement to really be effective against ground predators, particularly focusing on things like foxes and raccoons. Light. Light is going to be a big deterrent to foxes and raccoons. Just like deeds of darkness prefer to be done in the darkness to be concealed, so an animal creeping in loses its advantage of surprise and covertness if you have it well lit. So we have been implementing, as you know, some motion censored solar lights that we ordered off of Amazon. We've had one light is working fine, the other light killed out on us. So we had to add in something yesterday. I basically just have a 100-watt LED bulb that I have basically casting light on this area that you see. Now, when I go to the panning video of this cage, you can see what I've kind of done is made a compound. And I've left everything around the back ends barriered off, right, with the back of the cages. The doors are facing this way, and this interior part is open for the meat birds that are coming out during the day, but there's a safety fence around here to keep them in. So that safety fence is barrier number 1. Deterrent number 1 are the lights. So tonight I'll have the constant light on in this open courtyard area, and then on the back side, where the fox may be more likely to try and sneak up under the cover of darkness, is our motion activated solar light. So that will pop on, and much like yesterday, it should scare it away. Now, our encounter yesterday may be enough to deter it from coming back for some time, because as you'll see in the video again, I made quite a hoopla as I ran out. The running joke in my mind now is that I have become, and I now understand, the behavior of the hunter-farmer from the Fox and the Hound chasing after that wily fox. You come on my territory and you threaten my birds after I've invested all my time and money, and I am not a friendly. So luckily he escaped, and he would be wise not to come back. other very effective measures that you can implement would be sonic. So they also have sonic outputs, little devices that will emit a frequency that is very uncomfortable to the fox. Apparently foxes are very much aware of respecting marked boundaries. Much like a dog will urinate on its area, you can, if you so choose and are so bold, simply urinate, or have members of your household, perhaps like young boys who would think that kind of thing is cool, urinate in the areas surrounding where your birds are to sort of mark off territory boundaries. Now another means is that you can take human hair, and apparently you can hang human hair or put it on stakes, little posts or something, rubber banded on, and the scent of that hair will be a deterrent. Again, it will establish that perimeter. That scent and that odor will make it far less likely that a fox will intrude into your area. Now there's some other measures that you can deploy, like making sure you're not leaving food or open water out to them. You don't want to make any kind of food source easily accessible. If you are having birds and you like to throw scraps out to them to nibble on, say shays of carrots and vegetables and things like that, you may want to make sure they're scraped up or raked up and left in the cage as opposed to out in the yard around the cage where they had been. If you have compost, the article was saying that it's a very wise decision to try to keep your compost fenced in or enclosed as opposed to open. This is that 1/4 inch hardware cloth that I was saying I kind of prefer over the 1/2 inch. It's a little easier to work with, a little more malleable, and it gives you a better protection. But nonetheless, I took a roll, cut it right down the middle. Go ahead, tuck it, stuff it, make sure it's secured. And now the likelihood of a fox or a raccoon or another digging predator getting at and under here successfully has gone down to essentially 0. All right, ladies and gents, let's make sure you're all locked up good and tight. If that wily fox comes back, we'll be ready for him tonight. Let's go in. It's time to retire. Retire to the chambers. Here we go. Go on. There we go. Oh, let's see you. Oh, yes, you're ready. Here we got a big one. Full craw, big old chicken breasts. You, my friend, are ready to make the sacrifice, and we thank you for it. All right, so we got all the babies closed up and secured for the night, and we will see if the improvements we've made make all the difference tonight. Until we see you next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep at it. We'll see you later.